Do you want to tell me a little bit about why you booked the call? And I guess we'll go from there, my friend.
Yeah, I'm ideally just looking for the right mentor for me, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I've been looking at a couple people. I've been watching you for quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, basically just want to get stuck in, mate, to be honest.
Yeah. When you say stuck in, you
Yeah.
want to is it rent to rent you're interested in?
Buy to lets.
Buy to lets?
Yeah.
Okay, no worries. So have you got money saved to get started?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, how much?
How much could I put in?
Yeah.
Well, anywhere from, I don't know, 50 to 100.
Okay, cool. So have you thought about an area that you'd like to get started in or
Probably up north somewhere, because obviously properties are a lot cheaper than down
yeah,
south.
yeah. And what do you think's holding you back from going and doing it yourself?
Um, Probably the unknown part about if I go get a property, will it be profitable? Whatnot?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Might be a flop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty much that's it. It all comes down to location as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, it comes down to a few things, location, rental demand. I think just having someone else who's experienced, who knows what they're talking about to help you through the process probably is something that could help you for sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Why now? What's the point in doing it now? Are you at a stage where you feel like you want to start building up your passive income, or why haven't you done it in
Yeah,
the
no.
past? Is it just because you've got the money
Yeah.
now, or
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah. I want to start building. Yeah.
yeah? Okay, and have you got a mortgage broker?
I have gotten someone that I need to discuss things further with.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I'd say eight out of 10. Yeah, I got him.
Yeah. So you got that side solved.
Yeah, more or less, yeah.
Okay, cool. I mainly focus on like sort of 7 to 8 out of 10 condition buy to lets,
Okay.
ready to be rented pretty much. Maximum I've spent on the last few have just been sort of like 3 to 4 grand, just maybe decorating them myself, improving them slightly, but generally speaking, they're ready to be rented as they are.
Okay. Do you not think it's more beneficial getting a property a little bit more run down than investing a couple thousand into it, bringing it up to scratch, then putting it on the market?
Well, it depends. Like, it depends how long you want to wait. I have done that in the past, but dealing with builders and tradesmen can be quite tedious, and they're not really like business people.
Of
Oftentimes,
course.
they can go missing. They can be quite difficult to communicate with, and the cost of materials and labor. From my experience, it's taken sort of 8 9 months to get any income coming back from those type of buy, refurbish, refinance deals.
Okay.
And for me, it's just easier for me to make 30 grand and go and buy one, rent it out, get the income coming in. And then the quicker you get in the market, obviously, the quicker the appreciation starts to happen and you get the rental income coming in consistently rather than
Yeah.
waiting 8 months to get some money coming in. And sometimes you get a valuation at the end of that BRR model that isn't necessarily what you wanted it to be.
Yeah.
And
So
you
yeah, that's
sometimes end up leaving 20 grand, 30 grand in anyway. So
mm,
basically, you've gone through all of that stress, and you could have just found a better property, put 30 grand in, got a mortgage, started making £300 400 a month, and benefiting from the appreciation straight away and the rental income rather than stressing yourself out trying to use that same pot of money and recycling it.
yeah, yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah. Especially as well with trades, you kind of want to be there watching them, making
Yeah,
sure they're going smooth as well. Yeah, it's a lot of
yeah.
time.
Yeah, I've learned that the hard way, unfortunately. Like, but I mean, I guess you get lessons from these types of things. So I can help people like yourself and point you in the right direction, I guess. But yeah, I've lost money and time working with builders and tradesmen in the past with those types of 50 grand, 60 grand houses, doing them
Yeah.
up. It isn't exactly what it says on the tin from social media.
Yeah, no, definitely. So when you're looking for a house,
Mm.
what's kind of the range you looking for? Anywhere from like 80 to 120, or are you going a bit?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, 80 doesn't really get you much anymore. 80 is probably still in the buy, refurbish, refinance category nowadays. 100, 100 will get you something, two-bed terrace, decent condition, decent area, near transport links, train stations, near
Yeah.
schools. 100 is probably the starting point, and then sort of anywhere between 100 and 150 is where I sort of look in that sort of range.
Okay.
So
And when you're looking at a property, what's kind of the obviously you want to be making something from it. What do you kind of look to make from a property
yeah,
each month, would you say,
yeah,
after obviously all fees and
yeah, good question. So 10% is the minimum I go for. So when I say 10%, I mean 10% from the rental income. So if you're getting, say, £300 a month and you put 30 grand in,
yeah,
including all your fees and stuff, then you should get around 3 6 back every year, roughly.
okay.
So yeah, 10% is the base level, and anything above that's fantastic. But I do still buy ones that generate 10% because you ain't getting that anywhere else, and if you look at the stock
Yeah.
market, places like that.
Yeah, no, definitely. 10%, but yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
And if you wanted to sweat the asset a bit more and furnish it and then put it on Airbnb, maybe you could make more. You could, rather than the 300, you can maybe get 800 a month. But again, a lot more work, a lot more
Yeah.
systems, cleaners, housekeeping, Booking.com commission, Airbnb commission. Because I'm quite busy
Yeah.
in my other businesses like the rent to rent stuff and the coaching side of things. I like my investments to be quite simple and straightforward.
Hands off.
Mm.
Yeah, that's what I need. Like previously, rent to rents, they did appeal to me because obviously the initial capital you'd have to invest would be a lot
Yeah,
lower than the buy to lets, but it seems like it's a lot more hands on because you have to go meet obviously the landlord, try get the property.
yeah,
Whereas with buy to lets, it's just you're buying it, aren't
yeah,
you?
yeah. Well, that's it. If that's what I say to people, like if you've got the money there, like anything more than 30 grand, then I always advise people to buy some buy to lets, at least get one under your belt. If you wanted to make a bit more from it, then you could potentially, like I said, sweat it a little bit and try and do it on Airbnb. But I would say if you've got the money, go with buy to let. If you've got under 30 grand, then I would say rent to rent still worthwhile doing. I mean, even if you've got more than that, it can still be a good addition to your portfolio. But again, yeah, it's building a business, isn't it? So you got to have most of my students that are doing well, they're putting sort of 2 hours a day into that business.
Okay.
But I've just taken on another rent to rent deal myself just because I like the cash flow of it. There's not
Yeah,
many
yeah, of
not
course.
many things you can put 3 4 grand into and get back 8 9 10 grand a year.
Yeah,
But I know how to do it, and I've been doing it 7 years now, so I've got all the systems in place and I know what I'm doing. Whereas sort of 7 years ago, I was completely focused on that. I had to put everything into that. I couldn't like share my time with a job and things like that. It was all in.
yeah, no, definitely. That's the thing. Yeah, yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, buy to let seems the best option for me right now. Yeah,
Mhm. Good,
100%.
good. Well, if you're ready to move, then we can move as quick as you're ready to go. So if it's something that you want to do and you
Yeah,
want,
no, 100%. Yeah. Now, in a case of obviously the broker that I mentioned previously, he
Mhm.
wasn't able to offer his services to myself. Would we be able to sort, or you be able to sort another one?
Yeah, yeah, that's part of it. Normally, that's why I asked you. We have a broker
Okay.
like my broker that I use. You get access to her, so
Okay.
she's pretty good, and that's what people who come to us who haven't got a broker, they just go through her. So she's pretty sound. She's based in South London in Beckenham.
Okay.
She's pretty good with me, so she normally gets it done.
Yeah, of course. Okay. Yeah. Now obviously the thing is I got my own business as well. Ideally I'd want to run it through either I create another limited company, loan that money to do the
Yeah,
property.
yeah,
I've got to speak to my accountant and see the best fit, or I don't know if you have some insight on that.
yeah. That's what you do.
Okay.
You loan the new company, the property buying company, the money from your existing business.
Okay.
And then you would use that as the capital for the deposit, and then yeah, you'd go from there. Basically, that would be the most tax efficient way for you to do it.
Okay. Yeah, no, yeah, that's what I kind of understood already. And obviously in regards to the broker, I mean, if they don't really go off how much capital you have altogether, they go off obviously the money that's coming back into the property, isn't it? So you go to them, say,
Correct.
look, I want to do this with it. Okay.
Yeah, that's the first one of
Oh,
the first questions she'll ask. Like once we shortlist someone Rightmove,
yeah.
and because we're going to be looking at those types that I buy, so 120, 130, around that sort of price point, maybe cheaper. We're going to be looking in areas where the rent is like six, seven, £800 a month, maybe 900, and the mortgage is going to be £300, something around that sort of price point, maybe 350, 400 max. So they like to see that the rent is going to cover the mortgage basically,
Okay.
with a little bit
Yeah,
on
and as
top.
long as yeah, as long as they see that, and obviously a bit more money on top of that, they're quite keen of handing it over, innit? Pretty
Yeah, yeah,
much.
of course, because from the bank's perspective, they want people who are savvy enough to be able to work with and
Yeah,
obviously steward the asset and make sure it's got tenants and maintain it and stuff like that. But they want to lend the money out to people that are gonna pay the interest back to them, isn't it? Basically, that's
yeah,
their game.
definitely.
They don't want to sit on money themselves. They want to put it into something that's gonna bring back a higher return. Same like everyone, right? So if you can show them that you've got a good investment and that you're someone who can control that investment and manage it well, then they're going to lend you the money, you know.
Yeah, yeah. No, yeah, to be fair, it sounds good, 100%. Yeah, if you can send me over the details, I'll have a
Yeah,
little read through it. I'm back in England on Saturday.
yeah,
I'm back to everything. I'm just basically on holiday, been for a week, so I'll be back in Bournemouth, yeah, Monday.
yeah,
So I'll have a little read through it over the
yeah,
next
bro.
couple of days, and next week probably
Yeah, yeah.
get started.
There's no rush, bro. Yeah, like have a little read through, and you'll have
Yeah.
the link. You'll have the link there on the email to join. And as soon as you join, you'll get access to me on WhatsApp. We'll be speaking on there, and then you'll get access to my calendar as well. And we can, I might ask you to look at a few yourself before we have our first call, just to identify a few that you think could
Okay.
be good, and then I'll give my opinion on those on our first call, and then I'll probably shortlist a few more on the call for you to maybe go and view, and then we'll go from there, bro.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good. And I mean, what's the time frame you look at from obviously when you join a mentorship to actually
Hmm.
getting the first one? I know it can vary.
Well, as quick as you can go, like because we're not looking at like fixer uppers, you know, we're going to be looking at
Yeah.
houses that are on the market now that are ready to be sold pretty quickly. So as soon as you get all your ducks in a row and we get speaking to the broker and she tells you exactly, you know, how much you can borrow and we know you're completely mortgageable, then we can get it all done within a few weeks. You know, it just depends.
Okay.
Just depends how quickly we want to go. You know.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, no. Sounds good. Yeah, I understand. I understand. To be honest, I'm excited, mate. Yeah.
Good. You ain't showing it, mate.
No, because it's been a while. I've been thinking about it, to be fair.
Yeah.
I spoke to a couple different mentors.
Yeah.
Um,
Not for
and
you.
to be honest, yeah, do you know when you just don't feel like that confident?
Yeah. I mean, there's you got to find one that's you're going to be able to get on with, haven't you? Really.
Yeah.
Otherwise, what are you really doing out here, man?
Yeah, no, definitely. Okay, yeah, brilliant. Yeah, send me over the stuff. I'll have a read through it and we'll touch base again at the start of the week.
No worries, bro. Enjoy the rest of your break, and we'll catch up next week. Yeah.
No worries, take care.
Cheers, bro. Bye. Bye.
Sweet.